That there is where the water goes off the top. Good morning. It's Friday the 19th of July. It's 2 days after my previous visit here. And if you haven't seen that walk video, you need to check it out because I made this incredible discovery. Probably the best find I've ever made. I mean, I say it's my discovery. Obviously people know it's there, but not many, and even fewer visit, next to no one visits. So it's kind of a hidden secret gem in the Peak District. So check that video out if you haven't done so. It's incredible. But anyway, I'm back here to have a look around, to kind of check out a few things which I wasn't able to do on my first visit. And there's a few things of interest, so I will be checking those out, and hopefully it'll be another good video. The weather today is hot. It's just gone 9 o'clock. It's already very hot. So see how we get on in the heat. Back at the Harry Hut trick point on Chunal Moor. It is really hot. It's a lovely breeze up here though. Down there I can just see the roof of the shooting cabin I checked out on my last walk. Today's walk, we're gonna do what I planned to do but didn't do on the previous walk, which is to go this way past the worm stones. Where I want to get to is all the way over the other side of the moor. In fact, I think that's technically that's not on this moor, it's on Blackmoor. So the only way I could really figure out how to do a route that wasn't going to be ridiculously long was to do a perimeter route. So that's what I'm more or less going to be doing. I'm going to be walking all around the perimeter of this moorland, going past the worm stones and hopefully checking out some interesting things later on. These views are spectacular. Over there you can just see the top of Fairvage Clough where the waterfall I found is. Can't see the water really from here. And those are the worm stones. Someone has carved out a compass. It's pretty cool. Well, I did say when I was here the other day that the wormstones probably look better from a distance. I was definitely wrong about that. You have to come and visit them. But I was really too tired to do that. And I had a pretty good idea by that point I would be coming back, and I didn't want to overdo that walk. I wanted to save some things for a future visit, and I'm really glad that I did that. I'm really glad that I did save this for another visit, because I wouldn't have spent so much time here, and I wouldn't have appreciated it as much if I had been here on my last walk. It's definitely worth taking the time to come down below them. Yep, the wormstones, well worth a visit, well worth a close look. Well worth looking at from a distance, but also coming up to the stones, to the rocks, and then getting on top of them, and then getting below them, directly below them as well. As I mentioned on today's walk, I'm going to be walking around the edges of this moorland in order to get to where I want to be, which is over there. Really, you've got no option but to do that, other than to try and walk across the moorland directly, with all the deep cloughs that you would have to climb in and out of, not to mention the fences and walls that you would have to negotiate. So in a minute I will be coming out of this moorland and onto a road, a little bit of road walking. And then the bit that I'm most worried about, the Ordnance Survey map shows a concessionary path. The thing about concessionary paths is that the concession can be removed at any time. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to still be able to walk along that path, walk along that track, because I really don't know what I'll do if I can't. That's pretty much the only way to do this. You can just kind of see the very top of the waterfall. And over there we have Wood's cabin. I've come to the end of the moorland. This is called Gnat Hole, which doesn't sound very nice, but there's a bit of woodland over there, and it does sound nice. I can hear running water. Well, it looks like I have the right to go up here. So this is one of the things I wanted to check out on today's walk. Wood's cabin. Very mysterious building. It's really not a cabin. In a lovely bit of woodland with some incredible views out over the moors. And I've been able to find out next to nothing about this. Next to nothing. There's different theories. One is that a multi-millionaire owns it and comes and stays 2 or 3 times a year. Another is that it's simply used for storage by landowners, by gamekeepers. Wood's cabin is on private land, so these are probably the best views I'm going to get of it. There is a track that leads to it, but I think those trees are going to obscure the view from the gate. Over there is Harry Hut, Trig Point. The Wormstones. So I've walked all the way down into the very bottom of the valley and then all the way back again, all the way back up to be opposite the Wormstones and to get some closer views of Woods Cabin. But there are a couple of other things that I want to check out besides Woods Cabin. In hot weather, that's a tough climb. Even if it's a residential house now, the name gives it away and the location gives it away. This would have been used for grouse shooting. Maybe it was used as a lodge or something like that. But the views that they must have from that house, from that building. The breeze is very refreshing, but I can't find any shade whatsoever up here. There's a stile here which is good because there is something I wanted to just have a quick look at and check out. Maybe something, maybe nothing, but regardless, just up there definitely is something, and that's what I was looking for. I'm guessing an old shooting cabin. I was hoping for a little bit more of this to still be remaining so that I could get some shelter. There is no shade whatsoever to be had from the sun. Now I think there is another cabin just a little bit further along that track I was on. I don't know what condition that's in, and I don't know whether you can get inside it even if it is intact. So that there straight in front of me is Bakestone Delph Clough. It's the other clough that joins in with Fairvage Clough, which is that one there, and then they go into Bray Clough. So I didn't really pay much attention to Bakestone Delph Clough, but it looks quite interesting actually. It's probably got a few little small falls on there, but the big waterfall on Fairvage Clough is just out of sight. This is Fairvage Clough, where the big waterfall is. I'm near the top. There are some waterfalls beneath me, but the big one is out of sight currently. So that's looking down into Bray Clough. Just down there is Fairvage Clough. The big waterfall is out of sight over there. I can't find it anywhere at all in the shade, so I'm just gonna sit here instead and have my lunch because I am hungry, and I may not have shade, but at least I've got a fantastic view. So I'm directly above the main waterfall now. So that's the top of the main waterfall. these smaller falls going all the way up the clough, and that there is where the water goes off the top. I really can't get any closer than this, I don't think. This is where we need someone with a drone to come and film. Please tag me in the video. This isn't connected to the main waterfall. It's a bit further up. I've just retraced my steps, more or less, back onto this track I took. I'm a little further up, but literally not that much further up than when I left. Another thing I wanted to check out is just here, and unfortunately it looks like it's nothing more than the ruin. Now, I did read a newspaper article from maybe 5 years ago, something like that, where some kids had come up here and had vandalized a shooting cabin, and I thought it might be this one. If it was this one, then they've obviously just demolished it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Wood's cabin, but I may be wrong. That's the direction I've just come from, climbing this track, which is hard work in this hot weather. You know, there is zero shade, zero shelter up here. There is a breeze which is welcome, but it's not helping the fact that the sun is beating down on me and I'm walking uphill. So only a little short distance to go on this path, and then I'll intersect with the Pennine Way, and then I'll be turning right on the Pennine Way and going up Mill Hill. On the Pennine Way, there's Kinder Scout looking glorious. There's Mill Hill looking like an unwelcome hill. Just past those two. First people I've seen the entire walk. Incredible views of Kinder Scout. This is, look at it. It's amazing. And there's Mill Hill in front of me. So this is the top of Mill Hill. Just painting the view, and what a view. So from the top of Mill Hill, I'm continuing along this flagstone path, which is the path that goes over Burnt Hill. I did walk along a very, very short section of this on my previous walk. If I remember correctly, this is the Liberator plane crash site, one of them. There's another one that's off in the moors, not that far from here. This is literally right next to the path. You can't help but see it from the path. But there's another debris pool, substantial debris pool, probably bigger than this one, not that far off in the moors. I have been to that before. I won't be doing that today, it's too hot. That's the way I've just come from. The flagged path continues up over Burton Hill, but I'm going to turn off here, and this should take me round to the Harry Hut trig point. Back at Harry Hut trig. So that's the end of the circular walk, and then it's just a walk back to the car. Quite an enjoyable walk, not really an explore walk, predominantly on paths. Basically, I walked around the entire perimeter of this area of moorland. Just a little bit of off-piste above Fairvage Clough. I wanted to check out Wood's cabin, and I wanted to see if I could see any other shooting cabins, and also to see if I could get above that waterfall. So it's been a pretty good walk. I'm slightly confused and slightly disappointed because I was really sure, I mean, I know because I've read a news article that there was a shooting cabin which was vandalized back in 2019. The only thing I can imagine is, following the vandalization, it was probably just demolished. It's been an enjoyable walk, quite tough going, lots of uphill, and walking in this heat has been a real ordeal. Almost back of the car. Yeah, that was a good walk. Really happy to get some higher views of Fairvage Clough, even if I didn't actually see the main waterfall from where I was. It's just not really very safe to do that. You need a drone. Someone needs to fly a drone over it. I'm still intrigued by Wood's cabin. Glad I got some closer looks at that, and found some other ruined shooting cabins as well. Enjoyable walk. Very hot though.